everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be doing this really interesting embedded skull laced bloody mask. Look interesting. It's a full body costume. I have the costume, the accessories, the makeup, everything. And I'm not naked, I'm wearing a dress. So fun fact, this is actually the look I wore last year for Halloween. I created this, and this dress is actually my prom dress from 2014. I wore this to prom. So cool, so crazy. Anyway, please give the look a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. It makes my day, and it lets me know that you guys are enjoying my content. And also, if you want to, you can hit the subscribe button right down there so you can be notified when I make videos. I love hearing back and chatting with you guys. We actually just passed 200 subscribers, which is such a huge milestone for me. I was so happy. I remember when I hit 10 subscribers, I was so happy. I could have been happy with a 10-person family here on YouTube. That's great. But 200 is like amazing. It makes me so happy. So thank you so much for your support and all your comments and the likes, and I love the love. So everything being said, let's get started. Jumping right in, I'm going into Tempura from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette, and we're going to be blending this into our brow bone. Next, I'm going to be taking a large fluffy brush. I'm using the Morphe E23, going into the color Burnt Orange from the palette, and we're going to be blending this all over our crease. I'm also going to be dragging the color up towards the tip of my brow, so it kind of comes to a point. Next, I'm going to be jumping into the Kat Von D Mi Vida Loca palette using the color Destroyer, and I'm using a Morphe M502 brush to blend this into my crease, but I'm not going to take it as high as I did with Burnt Orange. Using the same technique, I'm also going to be dragging this color slightly up towards the tip of my brow. And I'm going to keep dipping back into the palette a couple more times, and I'm going to build the color. And so now I'm going to be dipping into my e.l.f. cream eyeliner, and I'm just using a flat BH Cosmetics eyeshadow brush, and we're going to be putting this gel liner all over our lid. Now that we have our gel liner all over our lid, I'm going to be setting that with Noor from the Anastasia Beverly Hills World Traveler palette. And now using a Morphe M508 smudger brush, we're going to be smoking out that harsh line. I'm just using really tiny back and forth windshield wiper-like motions, and I'm working the color up. Kind of bringing it a little bit higher than I have it in the inner corner of the eye. Taking a smaller fluffy blending brush, just using windshield wiper motion to get rid of all the harsh lines. So now I'm going to be going in with Burnt Orange, using a large fluffy brush to blend this underneath my eye. Dipping back into the color Destroyer from the Mi Vida Loca palette, following the same steps that I took to achieve the upper part of my eye. I'm going in with some eyeliner, and I'm going to be lining my waterline, and I'm going to be tight lining as well. And now we're going to be smoking out our waterline using a Morphe M508 brush. Now I'm going to be applying mascara to my top and bottom lashes. So I'm going to be applying my lashes, and I'm using the Cocoa Lashes in the style Amour. Okay, so now moving on to the face and the mask portion, I'm just going to be applying some foundation. I'm using Clinique's Beyond Perfecting foundation in the color Golden Neutral. I'm applying foundation because I kind of want a barrier between the latex and my skin touching directly. So now that the foundation is all blended out, I'm just going to be setting it with some powder. And so we're not going to be using any contour, blush, or highlight for this look because the mask is pretty much going to cover all of those areas. And so now that our face is all primed and prepped, I'm going to be talking about the mask and the choker that I'm using. I got this from Claire's last year for around $10 to $15, I believe. You can check out Claire's for masks like this. I also know that Spirit Halloween has a whole bunch of masks like this as well. And so the choker I got off eBay, and it's really gross and dirty because I did use this last year. Okay, so the first step that I'm going to be doing is blacking out my nose and my lips. I'm going to be using the e.l.f. cream eyeliner, the same liner that we used on our lid. So we have the mask on. Also, totally forgot to mention that I have this little flower crown here as well too. It has little skulls in them, so it's really cute. I got this for about $6 at Spirit Halloween. Now that we have everything on, you can totally just go out like this. This is really cute as well too, but I like the blood and the gore, so we're going to be going in with our latex, if I can just get it open. So taking our little sponge, I'm just going to dip it in the latex. We're just going to begin to dab it onto our skin. I'm just going to be dabbing maybe 5 or 6 layers of latex all around the bottom part of the mask. I'm also going going to start putting it on the neck portion as well. I'm going to take some cotton balls and I'm going to unravel them. And I'm going to be putting this right underneath the mask where there is the greatest amount of space between my skin and the mask. So it kind of looks like it's protruding from my skin. I can just dip it right there in the latex. So what I'm doing is kind of just saturating the cotton ball in liquid latex, and I'm stuffing it underneath the mask, but I'm still having it stick out. And I'm kind of trying to make it flat, so it kind of just looks like the skin is raised. And it's okay if you get it on the mask, that's absolutely fine, because we want it to look like it's protruding into our skin. As you can see there, it's kind of raised. So I'm kind of pushing the cotton against the mask, and I'm also flattening it out onto my skin. So I'm just going to keep repeating these steps until all of the edges have cotton balls and latex. Okay, so I have everything kind of how I want it. The cotton is still a little bit tacky, so I'm just going to let it completely dry before I start painting on it. But in the meanwhile, I'm going to start working on my eye area. I'm going to be taking just the back end of a makeup brush, dipping it into the latex. I'm going to be laying it in this portion of the mask. I'm going to be laying some cotton right here and then covering it with latex. Okay, so now I'm all done with my cotton and latex, and I'm going to be covering everywhere I put the latex with some foundation. Using a little cosmetic sponge, the same one that we used to put the latex on. So what I'm going to be doing now is kind of just picking at the latex and just creating a whole bunch of little holes and like crevices, things like that. So now I'm just going to be dipping into that little cream color wheel. I'm going to be going into the darkest color here, and I'm going to be filling in around the perimeter of the mask any of the little holes. Our whole point is just to make sure that we're covering all of the latex. Now I'm going to be taking the second darkest color. I really don't have like a rhythm. I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm not a body painter. I'm not an aesthetics artist. Painting it wherever I feel I want the color to be. I'm just trying to make the skin look very irritated and red. I know there's a lot of white places. We're going to use the blood to cover that all up pretty soon. Okay, so I think that I'm all done with the painting. We're going to be going in now with some fake blood. Now I'm taking the same brush that I used to paint with. By the way, it's a Morphe E10. I'm using the same brush for everything. And I'm just going to take some blood here. Now I'm just going to paint it randomly and in places that I feel it needs to be. last step, I'm just dripping blood down my neck